Well, friends, that point has come. It is time that I grease the Jeep. This is something that I personally hate. I despise it, every moment of it. The last time I did it, my grease gun exploded all over me and it sucked. And I am not a happy camper when it comes to greasing this thing. It sucks. There's greasable points on every single part of this chassis because of the way I built it, and it has to be done pretty regularly. And it's the only maintenance item that I absolutely despise doing. So we're gonna get in that, we're gonna grease it, but before we do, a very close friend of mine actually gave me a tool that I think is going to help me do this job a little easier. So let's take a look at it. And here is the tool. So it's a Craftsman air drive or air powered grease gun. This should definitely make the job a lot easier because I can just kind of pull the trigger and away grease goes, I guess. I don't know, I've never used one. Obviously this one is old, it's cool. So it's not made in USA, it's made in Taiwan, based on the markings right here, sold by Sears Roebuck. But this thing is pretty old. It's bottle number 916215 if you're interested. Now my friend told me he's never opened it, it's never been used, it's new in the box. The box looks really rough, but I believe that to be the case. Now I've not opened it, so I don't know. So we are gonna take a look at this together and find out what it looks like. Look at that, that is beautiful. We have the instructions set here, 3-way loading, okay, probably don't really need that. And the gun itself, we have a, what is this called? Well, this is the hard piece, the non-flexible line, I don't know what it's called. And we have the flexible line. We will probably be using this. It's not super flexible. I wonder where it's made. Probably also Taiwan. I wonder how long this has been sitting in the box like that. It may take a little bit for that bend to work its way out, but it's long. That's pretty nice, it's long. The gun that I have is actually kind of short, the one that blew up on me. So this is pretty sweet. And then we have the gun itself. That is a heavy guy right there. That thing is nice. I love it. I love the color red. I don't know why, but it looks cool on a tool, I think. We have our purge valve here. That's nice. And this looks to be another purge valve of sorts, so it's got 2 of them. I love like the chrome finished body. That is super cool. Super cool. And then we have, of course, our way to load it, our little plunger here. And this is kind of a nice addition. I'm just noticing this. So all the grease guns that I've had, that I've personally owned, don't have this catch. The catch is kind of the old school, like you pull it out and pop it over to the side. There's a little notch that holds it. Inevitably, it slips out of that slot right when you're putting the grease tube in, so the grease tube flies out and gets all over you and everything else. That's how mine is, but this one's got a nice catch, so it just kind of holds until you let go and then it pops down. That is pretty cool. All right, let's get it together and see if it works. This is hilarious looking, by the way. All right. See if we can get this piece off. Oh, wow. I don't have a pair of soft jaws for this thing yet, so we're just gonna try to cushion this a little bit. In hopes that we don't damage this thing. I don't really want to damage it. It's really nice looking, but we do need to get this jaw off. Okay, let's see if that'll do it. Maybe that'll be the ticket, so when it tries to rotate, it kind of has to go against its whole body there. There we go. This is definitely the worst part of any job right here. Oh. Okay, this might be a flaw of it being new. This doesn't seem to hold back all the way. Looks like it's sliding against this shaft. Probably because that shaft is so shiny. All right, we'll just have to be quick about it, I guess. Or, oh, I see. There's actually a little, there's a detent on the shaft here, and if you don't get it all the way back, it doesn't lock. That is smart. They thought of everything on this guy. All right, now we can go about doing this the right way. Unfortunately, I don't have another chuck here, so we'll just steal this one off the sandblasting cabinet for now. We won't need this for a little while. I'll pick up another one when I go to the store next. This goes to show you how often I use air tools. I do not have any more compressor oil, so we're just going to use a little bit of motor oil, and I'm just going to put a little drip in there. I just need something. There we go. Something to help protect it, especially because it's new. We don't want to run this thing dry. Let's see if we can get the air out of these things. This has been, well, sometimes it's been a bear for me to get the air out of any kind of gun. Sometimes, you know, it's really funny with these. Sometimes on a grease gun, you have no problem at all. And then other times, you just cannot get the grease to come out. So let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Oh, interesting. I would have thought when you hold it, it's just going to like continuous flow out, but it just gives you a shot after every trigger pull. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. So this is my steering linkage. Every joint on the linkage is greasable, which is nice, but it requires me to grease it, and usually I have a problem doing this, but hopefully not today. Oh boy, that's tight. That's nice though. We'll do the next one now. This is my Pitman arm. We'll kind of get this in here. Put this guy here. This one's always a pain too if I don't turn the steering wheel. But that went on there, so let's see. Clearly, this is not on there all the way, but that's okay. We can see it got in there. Oops, that's a glob of grease on the ground. One little trick when you're doing these, I actually leave the little nipple greased, and then you just come in and wipe it off. It actually prevents these little things from getting corroded and getting stuff stuck on them, and you can just wipe it off before you grease it. It makes things a little easier. Oh, the jaw is so tight on this one. I'm gonna have to figure out how to loosen it. Okay, let's go. So this is gonna make the biggest difference under here because there's just a lot of grease points. Well, we've done everything else. Let's see how it works on this part of my Jeep. Now, this is the worst for me, minus the centering ball. I gotta take the skid plate down basically to hit it. But these U-joints are way back up in here. None of my other grease guns can get it. Now, this one comes with a really long hose, so that's pretty nice. And not having to really pump anything. That wasn't so bad. All right, guys, let me give you my final thoughts here. So do I like it? Yes, I really like it. Way better than the cheap manual pump gun that I have. I like that the body is a chrome. It's really easy to clean. A lot of times they have this crinkle material, crinkle paint on there, and not any knurling. And once you get grease on that, it's never coming off again. It'll be like that for the rest of its life. So this is really nice and clean and easy to keep clean. I like keeping my tools clean. Really nice hose, lots of generous length on the hose. And that's really nice. If I had to give it two downsides, one, it's that you have to have a hose coming off here for your air supply and be near air compressor. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And the coupler just didn't work for me. I need to change this out. I think mine is just stuck from this being so old in the package. I tried to put it in a vise, I tried to put it on pliers, and I just could not get this to loosen and adjust. So we're just gonna replace it with something else and go that route. Now, would I buy this over an electric gun? My answer is no. If I had the money, I would go with the electric gun because it's just that much more portable. Everything this has wrong with it, the electric gun has right in my mind. And for someone like me. So, but if you're looking to get something cheap, I think I found these online for like 40 to 50 bucks, and that is far cheaper than electric gun. So if you have a compressor, then this is the way to go if you're trying to save a buck. And yeah, so with that though, that leads me to an idea. So like the video or leave a comment below if you want to see this. One, we'll go ahead and replace this coupler with something nicer, but two, I looked at the pressure requirements on this thing. They're actually right here. It's 60 PSI for this hose and 150 for the metal extension piece. I think this would run off the compressor on my Jeep. Now my Jeep just uses a single Airby compressor, the one meant to air up tires. It's not the fancy dual compressor, just the single. And I think this would run off that. And that would be a really cool test to see if it could. So if you guys want to see that video, leave a like or comment below. And I think that'd be really fun to do. Anyway, so this was a cool test. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad my friend gave that to me. It's gonna replace my other grease gun big time. I'm not even gonna mess with it. I might actually just get rid of it because like I said, it exploded on me. So with that guys, I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.